Hola, putos.
Bienvenidos a todos. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning into another episode of the Huevos con Weenies podcast. And surprised to announce that this is our 20th episode.
Yeah, we need like a cake, man.
We've been doing this shit for 20 weeks, bro.
Could you imagine a Huevos con Weenies cake? It'd be like black, and then it'd be tres leches.
Tres leches. Ooh, tres leches.
Very
cake.
Mexican.
Damn, it sounds good as fuck right now, too.
I know.
Why you gotta tell me these things, bro? I'm over here
I know.
starving.
We're supposed to be on a diet and shit.
Supposed to be on a goddamn diet.
Yeah.
So, me and PurpleSuns over here, we are both on the carnivore diet right now. It's hard.
Very
I
hard.
really want a burger and fries.
I'm telling this man that it's not hard. No, that's the opposite of what I said, really. I'm telling this man, if he wants a burger, you could eat a burger on carnivore.
Okay.
But he wants the fries.
Let me rephrase. I want the fries. I want a burger with fries. That bun, goddamn.
So maybe it's more so the fries you want, not the burger.
I mean, I like the burger, but yeah, the fries.
Fries, it's
yeah.
like what makes it.
And those chicken nuggets.
Yep. It's like having a milkshake, with whipped cream on top. Like the whipped cream just makes it.
Makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Like, who orders a milkshake without whipped cream?
But then you don't want just the whipped cream. You have to have them together.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's kind of like that.
Or a pizza. Pizza would be good too.
There's carnivore pizzas. You've made one before.
Yeah.
I've even seen some different versions of it. But if the listeners don't know, what is the carnivore diet?
So basically, what the carnivore diet is that you only eat animal products. There's a debate in the carnivore community if honey is okay. In my opinion, it isn't, because it is sugar.
It is sugar.
But some people feel the need to eat honey because it comes from bees, which makes it count as carnivore. But
That's tricky.
I don't add that to my list.
Because overall, it's sugar. So
yeah, like no matter what, it's sugar. Like sugar is not good for you.
Yeah.
Like I know. And then there's the debate with fucking if fruits are good for you. In my opinion, fruits are not good for you.
Yeah, that's
because they have sugar. They have a lot of sugar.
That's one of the things that we basically growing up, we were all deceived. So when I was growing up, there was the food pyramid. Yeah. Now no one follows the food pyramid. It's a fucking sham. So they tell you to eat lots of bread. Obviously, there's meat in there, but there's other shit. A lot of greens.
All the meat is like a very small portion of the food pyramid,
and it's a whole bunch of bullshit.
Like, did you guys know up until I think it was like 5-7 years ago ish, they finally decided that eggs are okay to eat.
Yeah.
Because
that's the whole thing is people say, oh, like too much cholesterol will kill you. But the only thing is, yes, if you have a ton of carbs and a ton of fat and a ton of, cholesterol, obviously the fat will have a lot of cholesterol in it, then you could definitely have a heart attack. But if you do the carnivore diet or even keto, because carnivore is keto, but keto's not carnivore. So it's basically carnivore is under the umbrella of keto. Yeah. Keto incorporates a bit of vegetables, which is like a tiny amount of carbs.
Some grains. But you have to keep it under a certain number.
Some grains, yeah. But yeah, the whole food pyramid, we could all understand that it's a fucking something that tricked us growing up. And another thing, like orange juice, you were told that it was super good for you.
Yeah, super healthy.
Mm-hmm. And then you look behind the box nowadays. Back then, they didn't have all those nutritional facts. It was just straight up fucking orange juice and just very minimal facts about what's in it. But there's a ton of sugar in there. So even if there was anything good in there, it's not worth it because of all the sugar in it. So yeah, that's basically what me and JTheCreator have been doing. Is basically doing the carnivore diet. So we're experimenting again. We've been on and off for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So the first 2 weeks I would say is the hardest from experience, and then once you get past that part, it's basically you'll start developing an appetite just for that. just for that type of food. One of the too much informations about this, TMIs, is that you poop a lot less.
Definitely, yeah.
Because there's a lot less waste in your system. So all the carbs need to be processed. If you were to eat just the normal American diet, you poop a lot, you fart a lot.
That's one thing that I never understood when people talked about diets. Like they talk about healthy bowel movements, right? But like who says necessarily we have to shit every day?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's funny, man.
like
I
some
shit like every other day or every other day. So like
yeah.
one like so let's say I didn't poop today. I won't necessarily poop tomorrow, and then the following day I would poop. But sometimes I could poop today and then skip tomorrow and then poop the next day.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah. And then when you do poop, it's very little because your body uses a lot of what's broken down and uses it as basically things that'll feed your muscles, things like that, feed your body. So your body absorbs more of it and then throws away a lot less.
The waste. Yeah.
If you guys wanted to shit a lot less, do the carnivore diet. And then it's easy to lose weight too. Like first week or two, you'll lose for sure around 7 to 10 pounds, like right off the bat.
Yeah. It was really was amazing part of it. It's how you could eat meat and lose weight.
Yeah.
Because I think growing up as well, people said that if you eat meat, you'll get fat.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily true.
Yeah. If you eat meat and carbs, you'll probably get fat.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You just have to eat fat.
Yeah, if you eat fat, you'll lose fat.
That's I guess what some people don't understand is how do you lose weight when you're only eating fat? And all that contains cholesterol, but it's good. So how that works is our normal American diet contains a lot of carbs. So our body uses the carbs as an energy source because that's mainly what we're taking in. So it's basically like, okay, I'll use this and then I'll use that as energy to, power the day for you.
Yeah.
Is what your body's saying. So once you cut all of that out, then all you're left with is fat. And it's then using the fat source that you've been taking in, like all the burger grease or the bacon grease and your bacon
or just regular
anything
meat grease.
any animal product really, it's using that instead to burn energy. So it's using that as an energy source since it has nothing else. So that's why you lose fat while eating fat. And I want to say that I've had a lot better sleep. So when I sleep, I could sleep right away pretty much, and then when I wake up, it's easier to wake up, and you just have a lot more natural energy for sure. You don't feel like bogged down like you would if you were to eat like a fucking pizza or some shit.
Yeah, or pasta.
So it's not for everyone, but it's worth putting out there if anyone wanted to kind of experiment. You won't die or anything.
Yeah, you definitely won't die in 30 days of just eating meat.
Yeah. You'll know before then if you have severe signs. Everyone's different, but I don't think there's been one case where anyone on carnivore has died. Carnivore has died.
Yeah. For the most part, like my own, like everybody's body's different. So, we can't all just stick to one diet.
Exactly. So we, some people need to be vegans, some people need to do like paleo, and as long as you don't basically shove it down people's throats, how some vegans are.
Yeah.
That's what kills it for me. So if there were a lot more vegans that understood and accepted other people's way of eating, then I definitely would be a lot cooler with them. I don't necessarily hate their diet. I hate the fanboys of vegan, basically.
Some people do really well just eating vegetables, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But some people, like myself and PurpleSuns over here, we do really well just eating meat.
Yeah.
Like I've done the carnivore diet before, and I felt fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I was losing so much weight, and
yeah,
I don't know, it's just makes
just
me
feels
feel
different.
it just feels better.
Yeah, it feels optimal.
And I gotta say, I'm sorry, we gotta talk some shit about the vegans, but the people who are advocates for vegans, they do not look good.
They don't. They look frail.
And the people who, all right, yeah, the people who are advocates for the carnivore diet, like buff as fuck,
Yeah,
like fit as hell.
Dr. Sean Baker.
Dr. Sean Baker, the other guy, fucking the MD dude, what's his name? Paul something.
Oh,
No, maybe.
I don't know the.
He had like some fucking Italian last name or
Paul
something.
No, wait.
I was thinking
Yes, he was on
Saladino for some reason.
Saladino.
Saladino?
Yeah, Saladino.
Paul Saladino. He's he's not the buffest dude, but he's pretty fit. Mark Bell. Oh, Mark and Chris Bell.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude, those guys jacked as fuck and just eating meat.
Yeah.
Show me a jack dude who just eats vegetables. The fuck?
They will show you because they probably take steroids.
Yeah.
And
But
I think there's even steroids you could take that are plant based, so they could still be vegan and get buff as fuck with steroids. But the common trait that we see in vegans that are very militant, they're frail and they look like they've been running 200 miles and they haven't had any water or food.
They look very sick. That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, how can you advocate for a diet that you say is supposed to be the most optimal diet, and yet you look like you're dying?
And people have died on the vegan diet, believe it or not.
People have gotten really sick, yeah.
And we're not just saying this as propaganda either. We're not just, carnivore diet's the best diet ever. This is just the shit that we've experienced in our life. And honestly, it's not vegan, but it's vegetarian. Some vegans will even shit on that.
Yeah. Just for eating fish.
And honestly, I felt the same as I do on carnivore. I felt light. It felt good overall. But I guess my just my preference, I still feel just as optimal, if not even more, on carnivore. And it feels like this is kind of really tied to our roots as human beings, really. That's how we survived.
I mean, not only that, but this is all speculation, right? I mean, our ancestors, in Mexico, like for a long period of time, all we could do was hunt animals.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until we started learning how to grow food that we started eating like an only carb diet.
Yeah. And it was probably only due to what brought that on at first. I think it was, how was crops originally made? Wasn't it like in European countries, or am I tripping?
No,
how did that start?
I think so, because I know I think the Aztecs did it on their own. They finally figured it out.
Gotcha.
Because for a while they did just only hunt animals, and then they learned how to grow food, and then that's where it all began.
Yeah.
And might I say, Mexicans, we have a higher rate of catching diabetes than other races.
Yeah.
You ever thought about why?
Yeah.
Like maybe we've been eating carbs for so long it's fucked up our bodies.
Yeah.
Like genes are real.
It is.
Genes and genetic makeup are real.
And heart attacks are more prevalent today than they ever were ever. And think about it, if it was within like the last, let's bring it back to 80 years. Back then we used to eat a shitload of meat and there was barely any carbs in any of our meals because there was really back then no fast food restaurants, really. But we found a way between then and now where we could easily and efficiently and cheaply process food. And a lot of that was carbs. So there was a way that people who had restaurants or basically any food manufacturer to actually get major profit while still delivering a product that could feed people and cheaply and efficiently, like I said, because when you're a company, you want to just get shit out the door.
Yeah.
You want it to be easy to make,
like
easy to distribute. Yes.
For a while, when McDonald's was just a small timer, they stopped making real milkshakes and just started selling powdered milkshakes.
Yeah.
So like they had it was revolutionary for them because you just buy this cheap ass packet of milkshake mix toss it into some milk, stir it up, and it'll taste exactly like a milkshake.
Yep. So that's basically what happened, and what that caused is more diseases in terms of like cardiac diseases, you know, digestive diseases, things like that. We haven't really seen before.
Yeah, like fast food places haven't made the food they get from healthier,
Right.
Because even I forgot what Tyson, you know that chicken brand Tyson.
Oh yeah, Tyson.
Yeah, they pump up their chickens with so much hormones.
Oh shit.
And so eating shit like that obviously isn't good.
Right.
But you can still eat like a regular chicken from a local farm and it'll be fine. Like you won't damage your body like that.
And a good resource for anyone who actually wanted to get healthy foods like meat, grass fed a lot of times, or even if they're grain fed, they're actually from a local farmer in your area. I remember you were mentioning to me that website, but do you remember what that was?
No, I don't
Or
remember.
what did you search to find it?
I actually found it on a Reddit post on Zero Carb, the subreddit.
So you guys should visit Zero Carb Diet, and or Zero Carb,
just Zero Carb
/Zero Carb. So they have a lot of informational things like that where you could, learn new things and find new sources of information and
read stories from other people, how
things like
the diet's going for them.
So it's basically like a map. You basically tell it where you are, and it tells you what local butchers and like chicken farmers, everything, farmers. So you could literally call them up because it provides that on the website. And then, or maybe they might have a website, but you could just tell them or do it on the website. Like, I want this much of beef, ground beef, or, steak. And then usually you could just pick it up within that same week, maybe same day. I'm not too familiar with it.
The website is called eatwild.com.
Eatwild.com.
It's like the how you say? It's like the Wikipedia for local farms.
Oh, there you go.
And shit.
Yeah.
Like, let's see. Yeah, my experience with I've used it before. My experience with the site, like, it'll connect you to like a local farm or a chain of farms. You order from it. Mm-hmm. They typically have a website. You could say like, oh, I want, some ground beef, some chicken.
Oh.
And they'll wrap it nice and ship it out to you. They put like dry ice inside of it, so your food definitely comes frozen.
Yeah.
Be warned if you've never tried real meat before.
It's different, right?
Very gamey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It kind of shows like how processed our meat is.
Yeah.
Because like if you've ever smelled a cow,
it's different.
It the meat, even though it's it's just ground beef, it literally smells like a cow.
Yeah.
And it tastes like a cow too, which is the weird part.
Yeah, the one you buy from the store, although it is minimally processed, it might have not been raised as good as your local farmer.
Yeah.
It's something about it being sold in a store, something about the kind of what the industrial farmers, or what is big farm, or what do they call?
I think industrial farmers.
Industrial farming. Yeah. Something about their process kind of gets rid of the flavor of the animal. And, right now it's debatable whether that's good or not. We do know that their animals are treated like shit for sure. So it's best to just try to find like a local source in your area where the animals were treated the same and they weren't all, bunched up together and living in poor conditions.
Yeah. That's my issue with those industrial farms. Is that they have their animals in poor conditions, which,
it's terrible.
I mean, come on, we're all adults here. These animals, they're going to be slaughtered, but they should have a happy life up until the moment that they're slaughtered.
And that's what vegans give us a lot of shit for too. It's like, see what you guys are doing, but even the meat eaters,
I definitely don't
think that's a good thing.
I don't support the way the industrial farms treat their animals.
Yeah.
There are local farmers who actually treat their animals pretty nicely.
Yeah. They
up
actually
until
roam the land.
up until the day they die.
Yeah.
And even then, some of them have methods of killing them without the animals feeling any pain.
Yeah. And some people will say, well, if you love them so much, then why do you kill them? But think about it like this. Like the only reason fucking cows are still here is because we basically wanted them to be here. They're here because they're a food source. So if if we basically just said, "Oh, cows aren't shit," like let's just leave them alone. There's no way there'd be as many cows, and by now they'd probably be gone by now.
Yeah, it'd probably be eaten up by all the
Yeah,
wolves and
so
shit.
they're big. So think about all the fucking mountain lions and shit that'll just storm into the farm or wherever cows would live naturally.
Out in fields, yeah.
There's no way they would survive. So they're here because we want them to be here. But even then, we don't agree that they should be treated like they do in industrial farming. So basically, having grass-fed cows is a good thing. I've been trying to eat more grass-fed products lately. Like even my hamburger patties that
Yeah.
you buy in the store. There's like this, like if you shop at like places like Winco, I saw one that was like a 12 pack of patties that's grass-fed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little more expensive and you get a little bit less patties.
Yeah.
But
That's higher
I gave
quality
it a
meat.
try.
Yeah.
And it's way different than the regular ones that have like 10 more for the same price.
Yeah.
So I just, sucked it up and started paying a little more for less, but it tastes a lot better.
Tastes a lot better. It's high quality meat.
Yeah, it's high quality. So, everyone should do their own research. Don't even listen to what we're saying, but we kind of hope that you take, I guess, just basically make it an initiative to make sure you know where your food's coming from.
Yeah.
And you could be vegan, anything. Just make sure you do your due diligence.
Yeah. And like another good point that you were making about the cows being here. Actually, due to the cows that local farmers have, they are actually restoring the soil, doing a method they call I don't know, I don't remember the name, but essentially what they do, right? They keep cows in a certain area of their field for a certain time, like I think like a month at a time, and then once the month's over, they move them to a different part of the field.
Damn.
So that the soil from that field can recover its nutrients.
Holy shit.
And will still be able to farm.
Yeah.
Because this was an issue back in the 1920s when we were farming a shitload of the country, and then the Dust Bowls happened. Like, do you remember the Dust Bowls?
Dust Bowls was there. I just remember seeing pictures of the Dust Bowl where people were out like in desolate, deserty areas, and they were just like a family, and they had no food because there was basically no.
They couldn't grow. They couldn't
grow crops, so they were basically starving.
So that happened because in the U.S. we over farmed the dirt. We farmed the dirt so much that it became dust.
Yep.
And then it got carried away by the wind and terrorized the Midwest.
Yep.
Because
speaking of that, that reminds me is when you know how vegan products, or not even that, basically plant made or plant, how should I say it, like things that use vegetables or that are relying on a lot of vegetables, like those type of farms, like where you got corn, soy, things like that, it's actually destroying the land, because although the corn is growing and everything else, all the vegetables, the thing is that if you were to completely remove the vegetables from the land, if you were to try to use that land again, it's no good. Basically all the nutrients are depleted.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything with it. It's useless.
Yeah.
So the only time that it's good is when it's actually being grown. But if you were to take those bitches out, or something like a natural disaster were to happen, there's nothing you could do about that land. It's just no good. and I don't even think they found ways to make the dirt good again. Like it's just literally
For the most part, they can't. But they have been seeing some good things come from that soil restoration that they're doing with the cows.
yeah.
Cause like it was, I think it was like not too long ago, like 100 years ago. I might be wrong on this. Look it up. But the nutrients in the soil, right? They were about this big, and like, and in today's soil,
Barely
it's
anything.
it's about that big. Like we're losing those nutrients in the soil in order to grow vegetables
Yeah.
and
I think that's
grass
called
for cows.
monocropping. I think that's what it is.
Monocropping. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and one other misconception as well is that cow farts are causing global warming.
Oh yeah, that's just so
So that
stupid.
was based on false studies. And actually, even there's an organization that actually tracks the environmental effects from all
Cow
these
farts.
different sources. And cow farts isn't even the majority, not even close. I don't even want to give a number right now, but the main thing that was causing global warming was actually global transportation and shipping transportation.
Yeah.
So like planes,
Boats, cargo
trucks,
ships.
boats, anything that basically is a big metal thing, it's gonna need a lot of fuel
Gas. Yeah.
to do its thing and get to the other side. So that's what's causing a majority of the global warming.
I think I remember seeing that graph, and
Mm-hmm.
the it was about like 15% of the cause of methane, going in the air and
Yeah.
causing global warming was from cows.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's the one.
And like if let's say everybody stopped eating cows, right? We didn't have a need for cow farms anymore. 15% isn't going to save the planet.
Mm-mm.
What's causing the most damage is cars, trucks, cargo ships, planes.
Things like that.
Yeah. So
And it's happening every day.
why even fight a fight to stop people from eating meat that isn't going to have an effect on the planet at all?
And let's say that did stop. How are we going to support everyone on Earth by planting shit, basically?
Oh yeah, that just ruins it's gonna ruin the soil. We can't do anything.
We're
with
going to
the land
destroy all
anymore.
our land.
If anything, we're gonna kill ourselves.
Not
and
only that,
all
we'll
future
run
generations.
out of land, and then we'll have to plant in indigenous areas.
Yep, we're gonna have to go back to being tribes.
But that's something to think about, because a lot of this stuff has a lot of, I guess there's big money into everything. So if you want to eat healthy, there's things like Beyond Meat. And the thing is, it's loaded with ton of soy, which actually there's studies that saying that soy isn't the greatest thing for you. And not only that, but there's the way that they make it, the way that it tastes so good for a vegan meal is that they basically process it like to shit just to make it the way it is.
Like here, for the people listening, do an experiment. Right, next time you go to a grocery store, grab a pack of meat and look at the ingredients, and then grab a pack of the Beyond Meat and then look at the ingredients. I mean, there's so much shit that goes into Beyond Meat. I mean, so many different oils and
ton
grains,
of oils.
and it's like, oh man. Like there have been also multiple studies that say that oils are not good for us. Like any kind of oil, cooking oil, avocado oil, what kind of other oils out there?
Canola oil.
Canola. I think that's cooking oil, but yeah, you get the idea. Like oil,
Any oil.
Yeah, any oil isn't good for us. Like, we're not supposed to be fucking frying our food. That's
Even the
essentially
one in cars. That oil is terrible.
Yeah.
What it's doing to the earth.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the vegetable oils going inside of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because although it is coming from a vegetable, and like I said, those things are debatable, like the vegetable.
Yeah.
But the actual oil, it's not good to have like hella oils like that
in your body.
Yeah. So, and that's where I learned, because I always thought that, that brand, like, I can't believe it's not butter. It's actually not that good for you. Yeah. And actual butter is good for you. I actually have a butter in my fridge. Only 2 ingredients. It's cream and then dairy, and that's it. And sometimes if you like it salty, it'll have salt. So cream, dairy, salt.
Yeah.
But if you look at, I can't believe it's not butter. It has so many ingredients in it. That's just not even natural ingredients necessarily, or they had to do a
It's all
lot to it.
processed and
Yeah. So even though it came from a healthy source, it basically was processed so much that your body doesn't know what to do with it really. So that creates fat basically.
Yeah.
So, and we're not experts, so obviously there's a lot we don't know, but just like any other human, we're learning and we're experimenting, and that's where we get a lot of our information from. So we're not just talking out of our ass. This is actually things that we've experienced,
we've researched,
and we've researched ourselves as well.
Looked at other people's experiences with the carnivore diet.
Yeah. So it's working for us, but you do what you do. So you'll research and you come up with your own conclusion and find your own data. And if you think we're wrong, then just,
send us an email.
Send us an email. But we'll have a healthy debate. Or we may both be wrong, or we may both be right. So what's working for me may not work for you, and what's working for you may not work for me or him. So we're all different. So
yeah, some people, for whatever reason, thrive on a fruitarian diet.
Yeah. So,
but who knows?
But that's the fascinating part about humans is there's no black and white answer. So basically anything you could think of, there's like another answer for or another side to it. So I don't think we'll ever be perfect, but that's just our experience. That's what this podcast is really about, is just sharing our experience, really.
Telling you guys about our lives.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
That's the fun in it.
Definitely.
But yeah. So yeah, if you have any results from even doing the carnivore diet, feel free to share even in the comments or send us an email or whatever. Or if you don't want to share it, then don't share. But at least you tried it.
Yeah. And we'll keep you guys updated on how our carnivore journey is
exactly.
going.
It's not the easiest thing to do, like I said.
It's definitely hard.
But we're on a journey. So
yeah.
So what's been new with you this week, dude?
Nothing set in stone so far. Just been trying to pump out more content for our channel and stuff, which I'm really happy with.
Yeah. And it's getting better and better. Yeah,
we're learning as we go, I'm pretty surprised how far we are right now, even though we're only 20 episodes in.
Yeah.
And
it's hard actually doing the content, like as in it's not actually hard to do the content per se, but it's hard to keep like a marathon going. So being a content creator is like a marathon. You could, do well the first week or two, but then you realize, oh, I got to do another one next week. Oh, I got to do another one today. I got to do another one. And it's easy to get burnt out. And it's also easy to run out of ideas. But it's a game of stamina. So if you pace yourself, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Kind of, and I wouldn't say plan out your process because we don't really plan like that. We're really good off the cuff, for real. And we weren't always like that. So we've had podcasts before this where we tried doing it off the cuff, and it was
a fail. It's horrible.
But the more we do it, the better we're getting at it.
Yeah, like I wish we could just hire an editor,
mm-hmm.
but we don't have the money for that right now.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not until we start getting endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, dude, those are some nice Nikes. Use code Weenies. No, I'm just kidding.
Or I hear Fiverr's doing a lot of endorsement deals. Like they'll make videos like if you mention in one video like, oh, you need an editor or you need someone to do your intro, then they have you do like a sponsored video where you make a video of like, I hired an editor on Fiverr, or I hired
that podcast intro. You can get one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even our logo, we have an artist, a really good artist from Fiverr as well.
Yeah, where was she from? Thailand,
I think.
Nice.
And I might be mistaken, but I think it was Thailand, because I'll make sure on the next episode, but I think it was Thailand.
She did really good work. I really loved how she made our logo.
Yeah. And she
So
was
good.
really attentive.
Yeah.
So she really asked.
Like she got to work.
Yeah.
Once we paid her, she got to work.
Yep.
And she
like
didn't
the
stop.
same day.
She didn't stop until we were satisfied with our
Yep.
product.
Like 2 days later, we got a prototype, and then we told her our ideas. Like, what if it had this? What if it had that? What kind of colors? And then she just got to work and did it, and then presented us with that, and then even said like, I could change it if you want. And
We were like, no, it's fucking perfect. Give us the rest.
Yeah.
And she did. Yeah.
so, yeah. So if Fiverr, you're out there and you want to sponsor this video, that'd be okay too,
Yeah, that'll be dope.
because we do need an intro and we do
Definitely.
need an editor.
Yeah.
So we'll do like a I hired a person on Fiverr type of video. But for real, if you guys know, we're trying to get, and this is, I'm kind of leaking our secret here, but I'm sure you'll appreciate it, is we're trying to do an intro that's like a corrido, but like very Huevos con Weenies.
Yeah.
So if you guys know anyone,
Yeah, if you guys know any producers or anything like
Yeah.
that, please hit us up. Or
and it doesn't even have to be free, just
yeah, we'll pay.
just guide us,
yeah.
because that's harder than I imagined to find. People could make. I found like a lot of people who would make corridos for you, like the instrumentals, but then we need a singer.
Yeah. So it's like, fuck, we gotta pay the guy who made the beat. Now we gotta find somebody to sing it.
Yeah,
You know, it's not easy.
yeah. But we want more like a I guess maybe even like a project manager who will handle that project. Like they'll find the singer and the instrumentals.
That would
and
be
they'll-
great if we had one of those.
Yeah.
But in time.
But that takes time.
Yeah.
But that's ultimately what we want. I think that would be great because we do need an intro.
Like the plan, I guess, if we could talk about the future of the show for a little bit, I want this to not just be a podcast, but I want it to be a show.
Yeah.
A show, an hour and a half show that people can tune into every week.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's ultimately what I want for this podcast. Higher quality. We'll have like legit cameras and mics. And it'll be like you know, not necessarily an event, but it'll be bigger than a normal podcast.
Exactly.
That's how I want this. That's what I want this podcast to be.
Like an event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every week you get to partake in an event.
Yeah,
You never know what's gonna happen.
exactly.
That type of show.
Exactly. Like if we could like use Sábado Gigante as like an example. Like, yo, dude, that would be fucking dope.
Yeah. Exactly. And you know what?
We'll have a show like
Growing
Sábado
up,
Gigante.
if you were Hispanic, every Saturday,
Yeah, dude.
our family would gather together, have coffee or beers, depending on, if they drink or
Yeah,
not.
put on Sábado Gigante.
Sábado Gigante. And then us kids would be playing video games or playing outside, but we'd always catch the part with what is that guy called? But they're always like, fuera!
Yeah, fuera, fuera. Some guy fucked up, and they're
Yeah,
like,
what's that
fuera.
dude's name? He had a name.
I don't know. I don't remember his name. The one with the luchador mask.
Yeah.
I don't remember
it was
his
like
name. But
it wasn't. He had like a black. He
yeah,
almost
like
looked like death.
kind of like fucking an executioner.
Yeah, executioner. Yeah, but for some reason we always remember those parts. But it was like fucking 4 hours
The
or
funniest.
whatever. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I thought it
pretty
was like
long.
4 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
So I can't imagine that was easy to do for them.
Fuck
But
no.
they have a whole cast and everything.
Yeah,
Like if we could have.
that was probably like the Mexican version of SNL.
Oh yeah, exactly. It
Sábado
was.
Gigante.
That was more entertaining though.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mexican programs are always more entertaining.
It's more lively.
Look at Mexican soccer. You know the announcers. The announcers make the whole game.
Yeah. Goal. Santiago Rodriguez. Yeah. But then you tune into like another country soccer channel. Oh, he made a goal.
Like, oh, here comes
Or they
Christopher
talking.
Patterson running down the field.
They talk like their golfing goal,
Like
or
they're
their
bored.
like the golfing voice, like St. Peterson just make it a goal.
Yeah. Fucking who the fuck wants to watch that?
Yeah.
If anything, they need to get some Mexican American announcers.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like, they won't be speaking Spanish, but at least they'll be loud. You know?
I think that's what makes it like energetic. You just hear it, especially if you're in a bar and then you're hearing that shit just rumble through the fucking
Yeah,
TV speakers.
exactly. Like
And then
nobody wants
everyone's
to watch
cheering.
a sport where the announcers don't even feel like being there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It would be like if fucking Joe Rogan watching all those fights, he was just like, "Oh yeah, he hit him with a right." You know?
A person
It's
gets
like,
knocked out. It's like, oh, he went
it's like,
down.
oh, he's not recovering from that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody wants to watch that.
Why is our people so festive? Like everything we do is so festive.
I don't know.
And we come from a country where there's a lot of sad things going on, but yet we still hold like a strong values, and then even like a strong ambition to do better.
Definitely.
But if you were to look at the country like Mexico on paper, it doesn't look good.
It does.
But you go over there, everyone's like happy, and everyone's trying to do their best, trying to get a better job, and they're working as hard as they can. And
I kind of think like we just appreciate the value of hard work. Like we
Yeah.
know when it's time to work hard,
Yeah.
and then when it's time to party, we fucking party. You know?
Maybe that's because
I think that's to do
in
with
Mexico they work like 6 days a week. And then the only
Probably,
chance
yeah.
they get to celebrate is that fucking Saturday night.
yeah. So
And
go big.
they get louder, they get more energetic. It's the only day of the week that you could kind of let loose from having like a 12-hour, 14-hour job for pennies.
This might sound bad too, but I think like living in Mexico, like death is more imminent. You know, like it's more obvious that it's gonna happen. That people just appreciate the life that they're living.
Yeah.
You know, because we have huge celebrations for dead people too. You know, Dia de los
Oh, it's
Muertos.
fucking beautiful.
You know, shit
And
like that.
that's exactly like to your point. Dia de los Muertos. A lot of, I guess, cultures are afraid. And maybe not even cultures, but a lot of countries and a lot of people in it. They're scared to even think of death.
Or,
They
like,
hardly
let
go a
alone talk
day.
about it,
They
yeah.
hardly go a day without thinking of death. And it's something you shouldn't reflect on. Because, I don't know, maybe because if you reflect on it, you may have a chance of dying. Or you may have a chance of, bringing negativity around you and your family. But Mexicans, it's so prevalent, death. And, all the things that happen in Mexico, I think that's what brought up like Dia de los Muertos, and they have like an acceptance of death, and they even have death saints like Santa Maria, things like that,
Yeah.
where it's not only you're aware of death, you're actually confronting it and you're understanding it and you're absorbing yourself in it, which you don't see a whole lot of countries, especially not the US. Like there's really no official death day or official death anything. Like there's no death anywhere, but yet we're dying left and right from car crashes,
School
drug
shootings.
problems, things like that, or going to war.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
It's
but
Veterans Day, but they don't
Yeah.
put death in the title.
exactly. So
Also, I think religion has a big part to do with it as
yeah.
well in Mexico, because like Catholics in Mexico, they're not your normal Catholics. They're Catholics who pray to saints, God obviously, but a lot of witchcraft goes on as well.
That's what I love about it.
That connects people to the afterlife.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that they know that they are going somewhere when they die, that they feel more better about
They feel
dying.
connected to it.
Yeah, because over here, I mean, the Catholic Americans, they don't.
It's not the
they have
same.
they have an idea of what's going to happen to them when they die, but they don't know for sure compared to the people of Mexico
Yeah.
who
And I
actually
think
talk to
that's-
dead people.
Yeah, that's what makes it so fucking interesting. If you study like the Mexican culture, there's death everywhere. Not like we're talking about death all the time, but it's very prevalent.
Yeah, some people pray to death.
Yeah, exactly. So death isn't necessarily like a bad thing in Mexico. Although they're sad, I don't think
I mean, when
they
somebody
think of
dies,
death-
yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it's
but
sad for the person, but I don't think the act of death or the happening of death is actually a bad thing for them.
'cause
I
then
think they just think it's like a natural part of life.
it definitely is. Yeah, Because in Mexico, when somebody dies, I'm sure not everybody's family does this, but ours did. When somebody dies, we party for 3 days.
Yep.
To honor and remember the person that
Celebrate
we
their life,
lost. Yeah,
basically. Some
yeah,
people cried. Obviously, that's normal. Like
yeah,
most people cried.
yeah. It was the death in our family was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Because without it was our great grandpa
Yeah.
that died, or your grandpa, my great grandpa. And he had a big part to do with our family, obviously, because without him,
Yeah.
none of us would have been here. But
Yeah.
some people cried, which is fine. But
So me, like as an American, like a Mexican American growing up, I never really felt death like that. Um, my dad's dad, he died when I was young, but I was so young and I don't even think I was at the funeral at all.
yeah,
So, but still I was absorbed in the American culture at the time. I was growing up in the United States, and it wasn't until I was, when did Abuelito die? Like 10, 12?
2013.
Yeah, 2013 then. And that's like the first time where I kind of realized like, oh, death is very real.
Yeah,
And at that time, I wasn't young enough for like my friends to be dying all around me.
yeah,
But as I'm growing older, there's more people dying around me, like
definitely.
people I used to know, things like that.
Yeah,
But at that time, I was like, yeah, 20, 21. But that's like the very first time where I kind of really it hit home. But that's what Mexican people are used to over there. It's not only that they have by statistics they have a higher chance of dying or knowing people who have died. Like the statistics are much higher in their case because they kind of come from poverty, so it's much more, of a common thing. So, but um, that's kind of like I was kind of saying, like all this time, it's pretty fascinating that different cultures kind of deal with death in a different way.
yeah,
And
definitely. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna cry if my grandma and grandpa die,
yeah,
but only because I know that they're gonna go to heaven,
yeah. And
right?
that's
And
what I was thinking, dude. Like when Abuelito was set to die, like me and Nando were talking about it. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm gonna cry or anything.
I mean, I didn't cry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then you were younger too, right?
I was 17.
Is Nando older than you?
Yeah,
Okay. But I remember us talking like in front of the hospital and we were like I don't feel like I'm gonna cry, but I'm gonna be sad. But then when it came right to the moment,
yeah.
it just happens.
I would
Like
say the same thing happened to me. Yeah, because this had when great grandpa died, this had happened right after I accepted my religion.
yeah.
So there was a point in time where I was like an atheist, right? But
Mm,
then I had accepted my religion and I started learning more about it, and
yeah.
started praying to all these different saints and talking with people who had passed, and I had already accepted that, oh, we're all gonna die one day.
Yeah.
He's going up to heaven now.
And
He's
that's
fine.
hard.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is for some people, but I mean, yeah. At great grandpa's funeral, I didn't cry. I didn't feel the need to cry.
Yeah.
Um, I I mean, I'm sure some people were probably like, "You son of a bitch! You didn't cry when he died." It's like,
Yeah.
no, he's
Everyone's
like, it's
different.
sad, yeah, but he's going to heaven. Like, we all see him again one day. What's the
Yeah.
problem?
And emotions are very tricky too because
Definitely, yeah,
like for instance, for me, a lot of people think that I don't get sad or I don't get mad. I'm just very chill all the time.
yeah,
But I think everyone deals with it a different way. Like there's been times where I don't know if we told you this, but I was in front of Steve's house and someone literally got shot.
fuck,
And yeah, like a drive by. And this was in or like when I lived in the Bay Area, I used to always go to his house.
yeah.
Was
He
that
he lived in Hayward. Yeah,
Hayward?
yeah.
Yeah. Like right across the street we saw it. Or I may or may have not seen it for
Okay,
legal purposes.
okay.
But a cop was asking me, like they did like an investigation, like they blocked off the street
Yeah,
and they interviewed all of us, and then I was being questioned by a cop, and then I was like laughing, and then he was like, "What? Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
Like, do you think this is funny?" I'm like, "No," but I laugh like when I get nervous or
Yeah.
things like that. I just react a little differently.
That's actually more normal than you think. Like some people when they hear horrible news about something that happened to somebody,
Yeah,
they laugh.
yeah.
It's just a reaction
It's
they
just a
have.
reaction.
It's just your way
I
of
can't even
dealing
explain it.
with hearing
It's
terrible
just
news.
yeah,
You know, like
and I don't know what that is.
it's just a reaction, man.
It's a
There's
reaction.
no real reason behind it. You
Yeah.
know, so because like I remember hearing the story about this guy who he was working on a construction site and he um some guy told him that yeah we had a guy here last week and a tub fell on him and
Tub?
yeah like a bathtub
Holy
like
shit.
a bathtub fell on him and broke his legs and he laughed when he heard that because of how uncomfortable he was hearing that. Like he didn't find it funny. It was
He
so
felt
uncomfortable for
yeah,
him
he
to hear that he laughed out
so
of
that's what I'm
reaction.
saying. Like maybe in the same way that that happens to some people, maybe some people just don't like their emotional state is sad, obviously, but they may not cry.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't have to happen in order
yeah.
for them to feel sad.
Like by me not crying at great grandpa's funeral, it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean
it's
I hated
just
the
that's
guy.
just your
Just you
that's
know,
just
like he's
your
dead.
emotions.
You know,
Or
he's
your
gone.
emotions are there, but it's
I felt sad for him, yeah, you
yeah,
know,
but your
but
body doesn't react the same way.
no, no,
Like
it didn't at that moment.
yeah.
So that's
So
why I don't know if I'm gonna cry or not if
yeah,
my grandma and grandpa dies.
that's what I'm saying. It's so weird, man.
It definitely is, yeah,
Like the way the brain is wired.
yeah,
Um but yeah, I don't like Gabby questions me all the time. Like, are you going to cry when your cats die?
yeah. I've
And
asked her
I'm
that
thinking
too.
no,
Yeah,
but then again, I hug them every day, every time I get home from work.
it's different when it
I
actually happens. Yeah,
yeah, when it
yeah,
actually maybe because right now it's like trivial. So
yeah,
it's
because they're
like,
still
oh, it's
young
like an
and
idea like
yeah,
yeah, it's just a scenario. But I don't know how I'm going to handle it when they actually die.
yeah. I already know. I already know that I'm gonna be a fucking mess when my dog dies.
Yeah.
Jesus, I was a mess when my cat died. You remember
Yeah.
that day?
Yeah. And then again, you witnessed me like what was I like that day? Cuz you knocked on my door at that point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if I did things right cuz I guess I never um
I would say you did
okay.
because you were obviously. I mean, I wasn't expecting you to fucking cry with me, but you were there for me. You know,
Yeah.
you came with me to.
I think that's important. That's
Yeah,
why I was there and I even
yeah.
went to
You came with me to turn him in
yeah,
at the
even went to
shelter.
the apartment with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You helped me get a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, some of those like that first place that you went to try to like I guess turn him in so he could get buried.
Yeah.
They were kind of like assholes to you, aren't they?
The first place, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? But then luckily I contacted the local shelter and they do have a disposal program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, you know, they were very helpful with.
Yeah. Because
And
Gabby went to the same place for like her dog,
mhm.
and they were assholes too. Like their tone, it's like,
Yeah.
no, sorry, I can't do that.
Yeah. Fucking
Next,
bastards.
yeah,
Like yeah. I mean, if you're I don't understand cuz shit like that, right? It's kind of like being in the customer service industry.
yeah, it is.
Okay? If you're going to be a shitty person, don't be in the customer service
Yeah,
industry. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, how is that not like an
yeah,
obvious thing? Like,
yeah.
people, especially in something that has to do with death. Like, I'm
Oh
obviously
hell
very
no.
fucking sad. I just lost my best friend.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to ask you some questions, and you're being a fucking asshole to me on the phone.
yeah, and
You
that's
know?
how they are. I think they just are warped at that point. They can't see it from your side anymore.
It's the worst when somebody who deals with customer service is like fucking dead
Yeah.
inside.
But some people may argue that customer service does that to a person.
I mean, it definitely does. Don't get me wrong. I know what it's like to deal with customers, but you're there to do a job, and
Yeah.
that job is to be fake and smile, right?
Yeah.
That's what I want. I mean, my best friend just died. That's what I want to see. I want to see somebody. Let's
Yeah.
say you're having a horrible fucking day. I just want to show up and have you smile and just tell me everything's gonna be all right.
Exactly. And even at that moment,
It's not
it's
that hard to
like
do.
I think I would still be human at that point. Like if I saw some dude or girl crying that her animal died, I think I would still
I mean,
be
yeah. How do you not
sympathetic.
feel? How do you not feel sympathetic towards that
Yeah.
person? Like, fuck, man. I understand how you feel.
Yeah.
It's a tough time you're going through it, but everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah. And that's not even fake. Everything else would be fake. Like if you were to want to get like some fucking shots for your dog or anything, I'll put a smile on my face.
Of course,
I may not like it, but I'll still put a smile on my face. But in
exactly.
terms of like legit sentimental level, like I'm trying to help you. Like if your animal died, then I'm really trying to help you.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But even then, overall, you shouldn't be an asshole if you're in the customer service industry
Yeah.
at all.
So I'm definitely glad that I ended up going to the local animal shelter that turned him in. The lady there was very nice and understanding.
Yeah.
She didn't say much, but I think she knew what I was feeling. So
Yeah. And sometimes saying nothing is the best thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I think they're just respectful of the situation,
Yeah.
So
And they were super nice too. They even sent me a card.
what I can't say it without us editing, but I think I'll talk to you after that. But
Okay. Yeah, but they sent me a card basically saying like, like we know, sorry for your loss. It was a good cat. I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because the hospital that I took my cat at too, they sent him a cart too, and everything. Like the doctor even checked up on the cat. Like Atlas, he had a problem where, for some reason, he wasn't eating like for 2 days or 3 days.
Yeah.
And I at first I thought I'm like, maybe he'll get hungry, or it's not like him, so maybe he'll get hungry. So I'll give it a day or two. And on the third day he still didn't eat, so we took him to the hospital, and then they're like very caring for him, and then the doctor even called like 2 days later,
Just
send
to
him
make
a
sure.
card,
Yeah.
things like that. That makes all the difference. That makes me want to take
Didn't it make
him
you feel
back.
so much better? Didn't you feel so much better after that? Like, wow,
Yeah.
man, these guys
Yeah.
really looked out for my cat.
Yeah, and that goes for anyone in that type of industry, that like a little thing, like you may not give a shit about the card that you send out, but
I mean, of course
to
they
that
don't.
person, to that
Yeah.
person, it'll mean a lot because no one else is doing that.
Exactly.
So that makes all the difference. So you're going a little above and beyond above what is expected.
Yeah.
So that makes me want to take my cat back if you were to have a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, to have a follow up, even like who follows up on an animal?
Nobody. That was the first time. Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I got the card. I was like, what the fuck? Why'd they send me a card?
Yeah.
Are they trying to get money out of me? But no, it was just
Like trying to get services out of you.
Yeah. But no, it was just the
Yeah.
little keepsake. So
But apparently they have like pet insurance these days and everything.
they do, yeah.
That's crazy.
It actually is worth it. Pet insurance.
Yeah. I was looking into it, and it was reasonable for my 2 cats, but since that dog is so old,
Yeah.
he's a liability, and then it sent the charges through the roof.
Yeah.
So I never signed up, unless
Yeah.
I just signed up to 2 cats and then just didn't do the dog.
I mean, the dog's
like
yeah.
fucking
He's
20.
old as fuck, dude.
Yeah, and he's still going for
it's
some
like
reason.
it's like why keep paying insurance for a dude who's 99?
But you could imagine a 99-year-old getting health insurance would be not only a very high charging insurance, but it'd be a fucking liability to that insurance company because they know,
Yeah,
at any moment
he's
we're
definitely
gonna pay.
die soon. Yeah.
So you got to make up that difference that we're gonna pay.
Yeah.
So there's no point in having the insurance at that point.
Exactly.
But yeah, apparently it comes like in a credit card type of thing, and you can just use it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would definitely suggest getting the pet insurance for the cats.
Yeah.
As fuck, man. Vet bills, they're
They
expensive.
stack up, dude.
Yeah. I gotta get pet insurance for my dog, but
I know.
he's fine for now.
That's one of those things. It's like everyone wants an animal, but it's so hard to, like, if something were to actually happen. It's not like a car where your car, like if something were to happen to your car, yeah, you need to go to work, but your car's not really suffering. It's just a car.
Yeah.
Um,
Like if your
you
car gets
don't
a dent,
Yeah,
it's
like
fine.
so what?
You
I'll go to
still,
work, but
yeah. But
if
if
you
your
don't have the money and something happens to
yeah,
your dog,
your
then
dog
like
breaks
and
his
you get
leg.
paid like 3 days later, but you can't do it right that at that second. That's like 3 days that your dog's gonna suffer.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you feel a little bad, and it kind of brings you into perspective.
Yeah, it makes me feel shitty.
Yeah, but then again, like everyone wants an animal. But then again, all these, vet hospitals are charging an arm and a leg. Maybe they need to. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just I don't know what the solution to that would be, because I don't think poor people would be able to afford that type of care at all.
They still get animals though.
They still get animals,
Yeah.
just like they have hella kids, but they can't afford it.
I know, that's weird.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
that?
Maybe
Like
that's why the population is filled with so many dumb people. Because all the poor people had kids.
Yeah.
Because
And
smart people right now aren't having kids. For good
you're
reason.
right. You're right.
It's the poor people, poor and dumb people that are having kids.
Yeah. Is it because they feel lonely, or?
I think, they just don't want to spend the extra money getting condoms. Making stupid decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I don't know. Like, I always have a hard time. Um, well, like we've discussed, me and Gabby having kids.
Yeah.
And it always seems like not the right time, because we feel like not only do we want to travel more.
Yeah.
But I feel like we wouldn't be ready. But then again, everyone says they're never ready. Like it just happens and then you deal with it.
And I was thinking that, like, fuck, what if I got a chick pregnant?
Yeah, you just deal with it.
I would, yeah, obviously, I would just deal with it.
Just like these, just like these dumb people. They
just deal with it.
even if they do a bad job, they still are able to feed them somehow. Like no matter, the husband may need to steal a house or two, but
yeah, I
he
just
feeds
hope I
his
don't.
kids somehow.
I just hope I don't get anybody crazy pregnant. That would be the worst.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing would be, fucking someone and then they get pregnant and then they try to keep the kid and then they don't want you involved.
That would really suck. That would
Yeah.
really hurt. Shit.
Because then it's like you feel like you have a part of you just out there and you have no way of
Yeah. Probably hates you because the mom
Yeah, you
tells
have-
him that, you left him.
Yeah,
It's like, no, bro, I've been trying to be your dad for
for a
fucking
while.
18 years.
So that's
Mom.
a sad
It's your
situation.
mom that never fucking wanted me around. Why you yelling at me?
Yeah. And some people are so selfish, they keep it between the parents. Like they go back and forth trying to get the kid to go against the other parent, and the kid ends up being hella fucked up. And the parents are only doing it because obviously they want the kid to like them more, but in turn, the kid obviously likes both parents, and then you're splitting them between the two and saying bad shit about each other.
I know.
And
I think even if the person that got pregnant was batshit crazy, I don't think I would ever mention it to my son.
yeah,
I was like,
you can't.
your mom's just your mom.
Yeah, she's just a
That's
little different, son.
That's all. No, not even not even that. I'll just say, your mom's just your mom. He would understand. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
There you go.
yeah, she is a little loopy sometimes.
Loopy. She loves Fruity Loops.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's well. Eventually we found out that we don't want kids. It's a nice idea, but I guess thinking of us just traveling the world, and everyone
Sounds a
says
lot
that,
better.
right? Oh, I
Yeah.
want to travel the world, but when you don't have kids, you really, really do have a chance of doing that.
Yeah.
Not to say anyone with kids can't do that, but you have to do a lot more planning.
A lot more planning and like just the expenses of having a
Expenses.
kid.
Some people are
know?
more well off, so
Like
they'll be
you're-
able to do it
Yeah.
with a little bit of planning. But people who are even middle class or even lower than that, they wouldn't have a chance.
And even then, you gotta plan vacations around your kid. Like, okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna go to Disneyland, which I'm sure, you and your wife don't necessarily want to do
Yeah.
because you'd rather be in Germany.
Yeah.
but you have to because you know you gotta take your kid on vacations.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we're pretty spontaneous. So like if we're out drinking, like in the Bay Area, there was this time where Gabby and I met like a New Zealand couple, and it was cool because like I think we were like at the bar, and then we were like noticing their accents, and we're like, "Where you guys from?" And it was getting late, and if I had a kid, we would have to go back. But
Yeah.
no, we ended up like fucking having a fucking blast, and then we went outside and then joked with each other. It was like I wish I would have gotten their contact information. That was really cool. But
Yeah.
apparently they were visiting from New Zealand, and then they thought we were really cool, and they said, "Yeah, come to New Zealand," things like that. But it was like
come
you
to New
know,
Zealand and find me.
like a four
With
like
no
4 or
contact
5
information.
hours of just talking
Yeah.
to someone from a different country, and you know, and then the possibility of us going to New Zealand and actually being friends with these people.
Yeah, can't do that when you have a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah, just things that are
You gotta
out
be
there.
back home at 12.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah, it does kind of suck.
yeah. So that's the funny part is, but if you have kids, then you know, the thing
You'll
is that a
adapt.
lot of people who have kids, I've noticed this. They say, "Oh, I wish I was like you," you know, like I wish I didn't have kids, basically.
Yeah, I wish
But
we were
then
free.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then they say, but that doesn't mean I don't regret my kids. So that means they still wish that they had kids. So I don't know how that quite works. Like they have kids, they don't.
cool. I think I figured it out. All right, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait till I'm like 40.
Yeah,
And I'll hook up with somebody who already has kids.
yeah.
Then they'll be my
Ooh.
kids. Yeah.
You inherit kids.
Yeah, dude. I'm not the stepdad. I'm the
Like
dad.
day one, like first date. Hey, son, what are you doing?
Yeah, dude. I'm not the stepdad. I'm the dad that stepped up.
Like
know?
you better not have any more daddies.
Say, all right. Tell me the story. Is the baby dad still in the picture? No. Yes or no? No. All right, let's do this.
Your kids are not my kids.
I'll father the shit out of your children.
And then you're all screaming at them, "Clean your room!" Like
God,
first
it's always
day.
fucking dirty in here. Do I have to do everything inside this house? And they're like, you just moved in yesterday. It's like, so? So stupid.
And then you tell a kid like in his room, like you try to be a dad, and then he's all in his room playing Xbox backwards hat, and you're saying like, "Clean your room," and he's like, "Who the fuck is you?"
Yeah, and then I smack him. Yeah, but I'm your
Let
daddy,
his bitch ass out.
Yeah. Grab his
I'm
Xbox,
hungry.
throw it away.
Didn't you eat yesterday?
Oh god, that's fucking horrible. Be the stepdad from hell.
Oh shit.
That's funny though.
And that's another thing. I gotta give it up to all the dads that, or all these stepdads that come into relationships and
Shout out my
and
stepdad.
handle it,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Dude.
That doesn't seem like an easy job.
Fuck no. I think about that with my stepdad. I'm like, man, what was that? What in the hell were you thinking?
Yeah,
He hooked up with my mom. She already had 2 kids from 2 different dudes.
yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, man, you must really love her.
Oh, you know, there's a subreddit. I think it's called like stepdad reactions or something like that.
Yeah.
It's basically, you know how dads are known to have like quick reflexes. Their baby's about to hit the river. If the
Yeah,
kid's,
yeah.
like, walking on the bridge.
Yeah.
And then stepdad reflexes are like they basically miss the step and the kid ends up falling off the bridge or hitting their face on the
Yeah,
ground
yeah.
or you know flying
Getting
off the
injured.
slide. Like in a regular dad moment, the kid will go on the slide, they'll fly off the slide, and the dad at the last second will catch them. And then it's like a dad moment, you know,
Yeah,
the dad
yeah.
reflexes. But then the stepdad reflexes, the same kid will go on the slide, he'll fly at the last second. That same the stepdad will actually try to grab him, but he does it
missed.
so slow that the kid just ends up flying past his arm and then hits the ground.
Exactly.
But I guess it's because stepdads aren't really in it for the kids. They're in it for the mom.
For sure. Kids are like a bonus.
Yeah. That's
a
an
bonus that
exception,
you didn't
but that's
want.
why you got into the relationship, right?
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
you didn't get into the relationship because of the kids. And
Of course not.
if that was the case, then I would be questioning your motives, brother.
Yeah, that would be pretty weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I just saw her son, and he was like a super cool dude. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. That would be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be near kids at that point.
Fuck no.
Oh, fuck.
But
Well,
anyways, what time are we at now?
we are doing healthy an hour and 10 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, or?
No.
I think this was a solid fucking podcast, man.
Honestly, it was. Fuck, we didn't even get to our clips again.
I know. Well,
fuck,
that
we'll
just
save-
means we're doing well.
We'll save them for next time.
But if you do want clips, dudes and dudettes, we do have our reaction channel, and we do have a surprise coming up. I don't know if we want to announce it yet, but let's just say there's an audio treat for you guys if you guys listen to the podcast. And I don't think we've shown you guys on the camera, but they are the stickers. We showed it on Instagram if you guys follow our social media.
At Weenies.
Yeah. It's weatherproof, guys.
Weatherproof,
But
durable.
they are nice stickers, so you could slap them on anywhere and they'll stick for a while.
If you guys want a sticker, all you have to do is follow our Instagram at Weenies and send us a DM of where to send the sticker to.
Slide up in our DMs.
That's all you gotta do. Super simple. We'll pay for postage and even the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, you guys have a good one. Did you give your social media already? I was probably just too focused on the sticker.
Yeah, no worries. Follow me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at _JTheCreator. We also have a live streaming channel. We're live streaming
on
now.
Trovo.
On Trovo.live.
We're putting in work, dude.
/Huevos con Weenies Gaming. A little long, but
Mm-hmm.
it was all I could think of at the time. But yeah, and then follow our YouTube for podcast videos and reaction videos. We're starting to do a lot more of those now. We're putting in the work, guys.
We're getting better at that. Just like
Yeah.
this, just like we're doing this now, we're learning that right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we had to compress everything down on that one.
pretty much.
Like for us, because we're so used to having like a long format. But yeah, if you want to follow me, PurpleSun_X, that's Instagram. And then on Twitter, it is IGiveDrugs_. So yeah, come follow us and come join us if you want to see some gaming on our gaming channel. Follow us on social media, send us an email, write down something on the comments. Whatever you're feeling, just you have plenty of routes you could take with contacting us and letting us know. Or if you just want to hit the upvote button or the like button, then just do that. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Latest.